Congressman Valadao, how are you, sir?
Good. How are you?
Great. Thanks for being with us. One of the things that I find interesting about your district, 21 in California, is that it's an agricultural district, 72% Hispanic population, and you are the son of immigrants yourself.
Yes.
You are speaking today because there's a letter that's circulating, members of Congress, from those who are the chairman emeritus of Exelon, Donnie Smith of Tyson Foods, for example, Don Thompson of McDonald's Corporations, Paul Wetzel of Lowe's Hotels and Resorts. And they're all saying that immigration reform is important because if jobs can't be found, first, give Americans jobs, but if there aren't enough U.S. workers, there should be a system where foreign workers could be hired quickly, easily, and legally.
Mm-hmm.
Correct?
Yes. Well, the letter has come out because it seems to be slowing down a little bit in Washington, and they're trying to continue to put pressure on members of Congress. I've always been a supporter. I continue to be a supporter of immigration reform, and I continue to work really hard. But we do need help from outside to come in and continue to put pressure on those who aren't as supportive, and we need to see different perspectives. We obviously see, I see a lot of the need for immigration reform because of my district on the agriculture sector, but I also see it on the STEM side because of we have a short need, we have a really big need of doctors and nurses for an underserved community like myself. Then you have these other companies that have needs on their side, if it may be on the science, technology, engineering, mathematics, whatever it may be, but there's a huge need for us to be able to bring in people that fill specific roles, from high-skilled to just average people that can do specific jobs.
Let me just briefly recap what you just said in Spanish. Para el congresista David Valadao de California, cuyo distrito es el 72% hispano y mayormente agrícola, él dice, como bien sabemos, él siempre ha apoyado reforma migratoria, pero él le preocupa que estamos viendo que se está el apuro que se tenía, pues no se ve tanto en Washington actualmente. Entonces, que el sector privado se está poniendo de pie, por ejemplo, el presidente de la corporación McDonald's, el de los hoteles Lowe's, por ejemplo, Tyson Foods, entre otros. Estamos viendo que le están dando el empuje al Congreso para que tome acción y que no solo lo que se está buscando es empleo para las personas que, primero para los americanos, pero si no hay suficiente americanos, entonces buscar desde el extranjero, y con esto pueden ser nuestros indocumentados, no solo para agricultura, pero sino para las zonas científicas y los que tienen esas características y educación avanzada que podría ayudar también. Congressman, why do you think the impetus has slowed down in Washington?
Well, and I wouldn't say it has slowed down. It just, the perception is that it has. Mm-hmm. And we need to make sure that we keep this issue in the forefront. And so the letter coming in is just, it's a timely letter because we want to make sure that people remember this and keep working on it. But there are a few of us here that are continuing to put pressure, and for us it's still a very top priority for us, and so we're going to continue to push. But we want to make sure that the public knows and stays engaged in this.
And that's so important. And the letter says that to be able to provide foreign workers, if there aren't enough U.S. workers, and that's so important, U.S. workers first, but if there should not be enough, that companies should be able to hire foreign workers. It's indispensable for our business, but also critical for the nation as well.
Yes, and if you look at stuff that's going on in the world, the U.S. has to be competitive on so many different fronts. And there are, especially in the STEM visa category, there are times that companies try to bring people in to fill a specific role or to do a specific job that no one else in the U.S. can do or doesn't have that expertise. And so if we lose the opportunity to hire that person, we also lose the opportunity for that business to be here in the U.S., and everybody below that person would lose an opportunity as well, because that department of that company would be formed in Canada or whatever other country there would take them.
Okay, let me just recap that very quickly. Una de las cosas importantes que dice el congresista David Valadao de California es que Estados Unidos tiene que mantener su competitividad económica y lo que nosotros no hagamos aquí es del buen provecho de otra compañía. Si no se puede encontrar la persona, supongamos alguien que tenga conocimientos de manufactura sofisticada o ingeniería, entonces trasladan ese departamento a otro país y aquí entonces por ende perdemos todo porque ese empleo probablemente no regresa. Congressman, when you mentioned the issue of specifically of Canada, I moderated a panel last week with Congressman Mario Diaz-Balart, Liana Ross-Layton, and Dan Garza from Libre Initiative, amongst others. Jorge Plasencia, who chairs the National Council of La Raza, with Joe Green of Forward.us. And Joe Green was saying that in California, you see on the highway, you see signs that say, call this number if you want your company to be profitable. And he called one company, and it was in Canada. And they said, what can we do to have you transfer your business to Canada? Yeah. And Canada's being very proactive and doesn't mind siphoning our businesses. And they're even taking our students, our foreign students who graduate from our better schools, and giving them jobs over there after we do the education, but we're not giving them an opportunity to stay here.
Yeah, and that's really sad because the U.S. has to remember that creating jobs and people creating products is so important for our economy, for our trade balance, for just in general making sure dollars come back to our community. You cannot rely on government to do that. I produce milk in my own personal life. We're dairy farmers. We produce a product, we sell it, and dollars come back to our community. We pay our employees, we pay the people that work with us, we buy products locally, but that's how you inject dollars into a community. And so we have to make sure everything we do in Washington is to attract and keep businesses here in the U.S., in our communities.
Mantener los empleos aquí es lo que genera el dinero para nuestras comunidades. Congressman Valadao, thank you so much, sir, for joining us today.
No, thank you. Appreciate the opportunity.